So I wanted to share a little bit about why we decided to close the Rich Forever Network and some of the challenges that we had and some of the positive things that we had when creating this incredible community and having thousands and thousands of people make payments to us. And in fact, I'll change it like that. So I want to share with you a little bit about why we decided to close the Rich Forever Network. Yes, our community. And I want to share with you some of the learning lessons and what it takes to build a six-figure network and what it takes to build a six-figure community and some of the learning lessons along that journey and some of the things we could have done better because it was an incredible journey for us. Now, first of all, the reason why I wanted to create the Rich Forever Network, so let's talk about the first thing. The first thing that we did was we decided on the concept. The concept was, it was a low ticket membership program. Everybody talks about creating community. It was a low ticket community. And it started off, I don't remember how much it started. It's like £20. Then we had 2 tiers and to £97. And at one point we had 440 members. And fantastic. It was great. And we fluctuated in price to see what would convince the customer to move forward with the no-brainer decision. And it fluctuated in price. And then we stuck at £8. And one of the challenges in the early stages was to communicate what it was and to who it was applicable for, because it had something for everybody. So that meant we had to have regular sessions from industry experts. That was a challenge, but we committed to doing it, and we had thousands and thousands of hours, I'm sure, hundreds of hours worth of content delivered by industry experts. And thank you so much to so many of the incredible experts. I'm not even going to name names because I'm going to miss people. And we had the who's who of the personal development space. We had the who's who of the professional industry delivering sessions in our community for free to you guys. And whilst it was sustainable, I had to have additional resource to help people, my team, get more people in. So we were using our LinkedIn strategy. If you haven't seen our LinkedIn strategies, where have you been? That was cool, it worked. Now, one of the challenges that I felt it had was it didn't have me and Bianca. Now, it didn't have me and Bianca for a few reasons. First, strategically, and second of all, we didn't have the time capacity to be as involved as we wanted to. So then the office was telling us, hey, Byron, the reason why people are churning and leaving is because you're not getting you and Bianca. So we said, okay, cool, let's test this theory. So we started doing the networking events ourselves. We held the networking events ourselves. Then we started doing Q&As and the theme of low engagement continued. So that was a massive problem across the board. We were getting all these incredible professionals into the room, into the space, and then a poor show up. Couldn't believe it, right? And then, because these guys are dope, they're gonna teach you something. Poor show up. So then we're like, okay, team are saying it's because of us. I said, is that feeling or is that fact? When we did our events, it didn't change. And some people started in the beginning with us and never left. We tried different platforms. We tried a new platform, didn't quite work out. We hired different community managers, that didn't work. And the proof is in the pudding for a successful product. People should buy it in their thousands. Yeah, not by the tens or by their hundreds. If it's a product that people want, it shouldn't be too hard to get them to buy and commit to said product. So the other challenge was, you have no idea the amount of failed payments we would receive at £8. Like, what? We are just a few weeks away. March 7th is the big day where we are going to have our self-made speakers showcase. Yes, we have 15 incredible speakers delivering to you TEDx style talks to help you learn, develop, and also master your delivery on speaking, but also just inspiring and motivating individuals in an incredible room full of positive, forward-thinking professionals. And guess how much it's going to cost you? Nil point, £0. It is free. We're doing this for you guys so that we can empower you, motivate you, inspire you, and take your speaking careers and professional careers to the next level. This is not just for speakers, it's for professionals too. So if you would like the link to the showcase, DM or comment the word showcase and I'll send you the complimentary link. See you on the 7th of March. And this isn't by the tens, this is by over the time period, hundreds, I would imagine. So you have failed payments. So now you have to have a system to automatically shut people out or remove people, or you have to do it manually. It's a whole new job. It's not what we had initially. It's meant to be a low ticket product and it's not meant to be heavy lifting. So now you have to start thinking about credit control. And now we've moved to school with our new communities. We haven't got that challenge, so to speak. If the payment doesn't work, you get removed automatically, etc. However, it's a problem I didn't foresee being a problem. So now I'm like, okay, cool. Now that's a particular challenge. And then we wanted to understand why people were leaving. So we had this process whereby you had to have a call to understand why you're leaving. Typically, with everything else in this life, you can't just go and press cancel, cancel, cancel. You got to have a conversation with somebody or call in order to cancel. And we're no different. However, people see us, because we're the people's people, people see us differently. Why do I have to have a call, blah, blah, blah. So the team were providing this information to me and I'm like, I need to know why they want to leave. And then also, perhaps we can solve their problem. And in many instances, we did. So we're able to save our customers and, serve them for a bit longer, etc. But I need to know what their problem is. Oh, I'm not engaged, it doesn't help me with this, or whatever it may be. So that was another part of the journey which I found really interesting. And ultimately, over time, I said to myself, I want to provide value to people that want to consume it. So it's either going to be a high ticket offer where I'm involved in it consistently, or we can do the volume, or it's just not the right space for everybody. Now, people know that when you build communities, it builds trust and is a lead gen and so on and so forth. That wasn't the reason why we provided it. We wanted to connect with our people. We wanted to provide them with great value. And if anyone could organize these sessions, it was us. So then we said, okay, look, we had our community manager. And then, to be perfectly honest, it became a low priority, right? It became a low priority whereby the customers are not engaging. The customers are not showing up. We're providing all this great content, great value. And then it became a low priority, which is why, to me, but also I had a community manager. So they were still on top of it. So it may have become a low priority, but they were still on top of things. And then I made the decision. Whilst we had customers paying their recurring revenue, we had customers paying their money, and I said, you know what? It's not about the money, right? I want to provide great value. And some of those people just couldn't be bothered to pick up the phone or was embarrassed to say, Byron, I want to cancel my £8 membership. And that's fine, right? So I said, okay, cool. We're going to call it a day because I want to provide great products to great people. So we just said to the members, hey, just to let you know, we're cancelling all your memberships and there's no fees to apply. And it makes I'm laughing about this because I have a friend who's in the space many of you are familiar with, and he said to me, Byron, I didn't know this happens in a sense of people will message him and say, hey, you took my £50, blah, blah, blah. And I won't say who, but whatever. So it's interesting because, whilst we are the faces of the business, many people know my team. They know my how to reach my team and so on and so forth. And we have automated processes, etc., etc. And it's just so interesting, right? And that was kind of the journey that we went on when we created the community. So the mistake that we made, I would say, is we called it the self-made network. That confused people because they were like, is it the self-made mentoring? No, that's different. So we had to rebrand it and call it the Rich Forever Network, because it was causing confusion with our clients who were paying a lot more money for me and Bianca, whereby these guys were saying they're self-made. And to be fair, we're really proud of the self-made brand. When people say they're self-made, we've worked with them. We've mentored them, we've coached them. They've become successful mostly. And we're like, people are saying they're self-made, but they're not our people like that, right? So we had to rebrand it. We called it the Rich Forever Network, in line with the book Rich Forever. And I think that was a great move. And in hindsight, like, you don't always foresee these things. And look, we did, commercially it was good, but that's not what it's all about. I want to provide great products to people that want to consume it in the masses. Or for this particular project, this is what that was to me. And we learned so much. We helped so many people. We got great testimonials. We got great people involved. And maybe I'll do a business community next time. Most of you know already, we've got our author community, and we've got our speaker community, which is just $49. But maybe I'll do a business community. If you think that's something that you all want, let me know. Because I think it's so important to be clear on what this community is about, what you are paying for. Anyway, that was the journey. It was an incredible one. Very thankful, actually, that we went through this journey. Because people say, you should start a community, you should do a community. And I'm not put off doing communities. As you know, I've done 2 more. But I've learned. I had to spend thousands of pounds to learn. I had to put thousands of man hours in to learn. I had to put resources in to learn. And now, once you've gone through that learning, it allows you to then move forward faster, with more clarity, with more focus, with more precision, with more success. So I'm really looking forward to our new communities and how we can support people on a weekly basis. And that was the thing, the consistency of the sessions. Consistency is key, as you know. So anyway, that was my journey from the Self-Made Network to the Rich Forever Network, and how it was a success or failure, depending on how you look at it, and how we're going to be supporting people moving forward. Until next time, see you on the next one.